We bought a quarter acre of land. And then since now we've bought that land, he said that he's going to campus now, back to school. We agreed that his salary is going to be used to building. And me, I continue paying the house rent and paying school fees and everything. And since I was capable, and I started seeing that he has started now getting development minded, I said it's
at
okay.
Least he's changing.
Yeah, so he went to school. But unfortunately, after some time, after 6 months, after I have paid the school fees, I paid the rent for 6 months and catered for the family for other things. Now his salary was directed to the construction of that plot, to the development of that plot. But unfortunately, after 7 months, I went visited the plot.
At least now you're becoming an
lady. But I thought I went to the wrong place, because even a stone that could renew me, I didn't get.
What do you...
even these building materials.
After how long?
After 7 months.
And but he's constructing.
He's constructing. After 7 months. See, I trusted him.
Kichapo ya gas again.
Kichapo ya gas. Me, I went there. I think I started becoming mad. I think I became there, and there I got shock of my life. Because where was the money for the 7 months?
Because you are providing, you are paying the rent, the school fees for him to build.
Yeah, for him to build.
Wow.
Mimi, I went there. I saw a blank, whatever,
land.
No, this is not what we agreed. I think I just got back to the vehicle and came back to Nyeri. Called him. He was in Mombasa. Mombasa Technical Training Institute, Government Training Institute. I called him, asked him, nilienda kwa proti, and I didn't see even a single stone hapo. He told me, I'm coming home the next weekend, I'll come to explain to you what happened. Kamwambia sawa. But I didn't realize, I think I was already depressed from kitambo. So I started having headaches, and stop. Yani headaches that could not even stop or something. Nakunywa tu mara moja and then it stops. So I think I became depressed. I got sick
without
even knowing that I'm depressed. Since all these things I'm going through, I couldn't even share with anyone. Remember, I used to even miss food and even keep quiet to myself, and I couldn't talk to anyone. Like I used to protect my man from shame. So I think I became depressed without knowing. And when December came, he came home and told me that he was unable to construct, I don't know, some bullshit, to do something of the sort, because I called it that bullshit. Nikaachana nayo. I left it like that. So after he came out from the school, he was now transferred to Nairobi. That was 2010.
The family is in Nyeri.
He was transferred to Nairobi. Started working in Nairobi. I took some times without joining him. I continued with my business. And then he started not sending any support, because he said we have to stop that business and follow him to Nairobi. Hey, msichana wa kupenda doa ndio huyo. Amefunga biashara.
Hey, after all the investment.
Haya. Nikafunga biashara.
After being from nothing to something, you are supporting now the family. You've now closed the business to follow up your husband.
Yes.
Wow.
A good wife. Should be very submissive. If that is what people describe as submission, then I'm not part of that story of explanation.
What?
Yes, because I joined him and I went now became again a housewife. I became again a housewife. Now this time, watoto ni wangapi?
Wawili.
Ni wawili.
Umerudi hapa nipe.
But fortunately, I had saved some money. I had saved some money. So I went to Zimmerman and stayed for around 2 months. Nikiwa tu nimekaa kwa nyumba. And I could pretend that I have not saved anything and ask money from him. And ananiambia these are not the days ulikuwa unanipigia na pesa. That you never even asked me to ask me for anything. Okay, that you never used to ask me for anything. So nikamwambia ni sawa. Let me tell you, one day I woke up like a mad woman. I said once again I'm going to look for a house. And put up the business in Nairobi, exactly what I had in Nyeri. That's what happened. I went to some place called Embakasi West in Mollem. Fortunately, I got a house, a very good house, where we used to live there also, and put up a business in the front shop. That is what happened.
Did the business peak like?
Very well. Very, very well. Very well. Like, it's like I have that nini for business. So when it picked up, I became very busy. And I started making more money. Now this is where this guy started now relationships. Because, you see, I'm providing for myself, I'm stable, I'm like everything. Now he started putting his incomes in other places. Pombe, wasichana, vitu kama hizo. And I'll still be there, still working and building up my business. It picked very well. And now we had to move from that place and rent another house, a more bigger house, and then sustain this one for business.
For business.
So that is what happened. We went on a year.
So he started having women around his life, showing you all. He would hide it from you
before. Not that he started, even before he used to have, but I used to ignore, like, what do I do? What do I do?
So what you mean, for the 20 years, life didn't become easy, became easy financially, but never got easy emotionally
and so I started that biashara. I took that biashara, and eventually that biashara came down. It came down in around 2011. 2011 the biashara came down, and I crossed. He was also the contributor of why the business came down, because at times he used to, maybe the scratch cards, like I used to tell scratch card was 10,000. Scratch cards, this is airtime, worth 10,000. So at times you send him, he doesn't come back. So a shop, 10,000 is gone, and you don't know where it is gone.
Yani Veronica, you had not learned from the money of series. The time you 15,000 ikakuliwa, amechukua gas, unamtua ma airtime mpaka saa hizi na anakula 10,000
na inaenda. So the business,
ulikuwa unataka nini to learn?
I don't know. Sometimes it is I don't know. Ni ile upendo mingi unakuanga nayo ya mtu na mtu hakupendi. You know that is what is reciprocal.
True.
So hiyo ikakuja chini the biashara. I closed the biashara in 2011 and I started now nikiwa kwa biashara. By the way, I used to go to a certain hospital and do nurse aid that time. So immediately I completed nursing aid. We were doing it for a year that time. So immediately I completed that nursing aid. Mimi the same hospital employed me.
You got a job.
Biashara unasikia hapa. You see how I was lacking in life.
Imeanguka.
Biashara imeanguka, mimi nimepata kazi. Nimefanya kazi. I don't know what was wrong with this man. Even today I'm never able to explain. Because where I got a job, I got as a nurse assistant, and I got as a secretary to the boss, secretary to the doctor. So the doctor used to come at around 11, report at 11, because it was a specialized clinic. Around 11, he comes, he sees his patient up to 9 at night. So you see, I'm the secretary. Time. So I used to also to report at 11 at work. So na lazima nitoke boss akitoka, of course. So because you are the PA, like the PA to the boss, you are the nurse assistant to the boss. So anything that is going on in his office, like as a surgical process that is going in his office, you are the one assisting.
In short, you cannot leave until he leaves.
Until he leaves. Yeah. You see, my friend, ask me how I got out of that employment.
Again,
that guy used to come, yell at the gate that his wife is anafanya umaraya.
What?
Anafanya umaraya na hao watu. That's why she's coming home late. And I used to be dropped na gari ya hosi kwa gate at around 9:30. Akasema he doesn't want his wife afanye hii kazi. Now that time I had to walk out of his house, go rent a house somewhere else. And then after I rented a house somewhere else, akaenda kwao. So the mother-in-law is the one that came for me from where I had gone to rent the house. Nikaambiwa on condition that I sustain this marriage, I have to stop working in the hospital.
So you had to quit your job.
I had to quit.
And again job. Become a housewife.
A housewife again.
What? Veronica.
Yes, a housewife again. Marriage, my friend, is very important.
Love.
And what is the society going to say
when you leave your marriage?
What will people say?
Because you are married because of your parents, his parents, the society,
what are people going to say? I went back to my marriage, and that person who had employed me until today, I had to go and explain to him why I'm leaving work. He said now he cannot come in between me and my family. So he had to quit. Release me, but he didn't release me akiwa na ile, because I used to work. I used to work by the way, and he used to see that I'm a hard worker.
So to a housewife again.
To housewife again. Nikateseka, rudi housewife, kosa chakula, kosa kila kitu.
You know, there are men out there who doesn't want their wives to work,
but they are at home. Them.
They are at home looking after the kids and being there at home, but they support them. But this one, he doesn't want you to work. You are a housewife, but he does not provide.
Yes.
What kind of a life is that?
You go back to the house. Then my sister saw I'm really suffering. She had a freezer and she had a business that she was selling milk, this raw milk. Because she was working in the bank, she had employed somebody to sell her, to do her business. So she told me, I am going to forfeit this business purposely for you. I am giving you the freezer, I'm giving you everything, even the supplier. You start again. Na mimi nikajua, because she was selling it in a shop na watu hawakuwa wanakuja wengi kwa shop. I decided that I start now getting that to the shopping center. I took a table na ndoo. So in the evening I would get the fresh milk from the freezer and go now sell kwa watu
kwa shopping center.
It was 2013. I don't know when did we do the last directions. 2017. So it was 2013. Nikaanza nikauza maziwa. Kuuza maziwa, kampeni zikaanza. So there was this gentleman alikuwa anapitia tu kwangu hapo, anapitia hapo. And I think it was 2012. Alikuwa anapitia hapo na uzia maziwa. He was passing through there. And he could look at me and ask me, he'd like to know how far, yani he would like to know the further that I've gone through education. Nikamwambia that just give me your number, I'll send you, or your email, I'll send you my CV. Na mimi naendelea na biashara zangu za kupima maziwa as watu. Me, I didn't even bother with campaigns or something. But I wouldn't even listen to them because I know at the end of the day hii maziwa ndio inanipatia chakula. We went on. Wakafanya campaign. 2013 came time ya elections. Is it 2013? We did election something. So me after elections, but the MCA, he didn't hakutupa hizo CV everything. So me I just 2014 came. 2013 elections zilifanywa August. So I proceeded na kazi zangu being unsupportive. Sometimes niko nauzia maziwa, like the table is here, the crab that he is drinking is in that house some meters just away. And sometimes business could be bad, and then you ask him to support you in some food or something. And he used to pay school fees. Let you forget, school fees he used to pay very well, and even take care of the children, because it's like now he started loving the children, but for me he separated his interest from me. So he used to pay school fees, give a credit where it's due. He used to pay school fees, but at times not provide food. And even he used to buy clothes. He buy his own clothes, he buy the children's clothes. Wanakuja wanajaribia nikiwa nimekaa hapo na mimi sijanunuliwa anything. And I've not been given anything, or even vile mtu anaambiangwa take this 2,000 wende ujinunulie dress, because
he was not interested from the word
go. He even started that time, I think my daughter was around, was she in class 4? He even started, after sometimes he would come and give my daughter in front of me around 5,000 and ufanye shopping.
And you are there?
And I'm there seated, even sending money to my daughter. Ni nini hakuna kwa nyumba?
Like she's the wife.
Yeah. Ni nini hakuna kwa nyumba?
But that is so wrong.
Enda mununue. And my daughter used to tell me, Mom, if you don't agree with this, we are going to miss this money.
Yeah, true.
So it is Rani, he made my daughter become so mature very early. And
let us cooperate.
Let us cooperate.
Yeah.
My daughter used to tell us, hey, wacha tu cooperate, hii pesa isiende. You see, now my daughter used to take the money, ananiambia, Mom, this money wacha tuchukue taxi tuende Naivas tufanye shopping. I used to go to do shopping. Mi sina hata hiyo kinyongo, ilishanitoka because he cannot give me anything.
Yeah.
Anaambia yani it became very useless in his life since he started supporting the children, but mimi nothing. So that went on until that guy wanted to put up an office, the MCA. So after sometimes selling milk, milk board of Kenya, lazima ukuwe na barua, sijui hizo vitu requirements, kanjo, all those, they became very difficult for me, so I had to stop working in that business, and it was very, very demanding. So me, I stopped working, and then ngombe, I think milk, kuna sometimes in the year,
it goes with the season,
sure, where you have to strain
to get milk. Yeah.
So biashara ikakuwa hivyo, when I had to abandon, but still had the freezer in the house. So mimi nikatoka kwa hiyo biashara. Do you know where I went to? Nilianza kwenda mjengo. Nikafanya mjengo. I used to dress myself. Nikitoka kwa nyumba, like I used to be smart and put magwanda in the handbag. You'd think I'm going to an office.
Like you're going to an office, lakini unaenda mjengo.
Naenda mjengo. So naenda nabadilishia huko, na shida mjengo, na shida hata kubeba mawe, kufanya vitu nyingi. Sababu huyu mtu hata pesa ya pads hawezi kukupatia, pesa ya nini, your own requirements za umma hawezi kukupatia, nywele, vitu kaa hizo hawezi kukupatia, but is providing for his children.
Yeah.
Mpaka sometimes nashindwa hii hatred ilikuwa imetoka wapi? Where is this hatred?
He was not interested from the word go. Let me keep reminding you that.
Okay, fine. I don't mind.
From the word go, he wasn't there, but I think with time, he came to realize these are his kids, and he cannot change that fact. But it's like he was not there into your life emotionally, sexually. He wasn't there. So nile tu alibaki na responsibility ya a father. He's taking care of his kids, but he's not there as a husband. Yeah.
So me, anyway, I took that positively. I started now making myself. So I started going for mjengo, what have you, vitu kaa hizo, and I used to raise money on my own. And after that, around 2014, luckily enough, this MCA called me and gave me a job as a community mobilizer and a secretary to his office. I worked there for 5 years. Still, this thing, when I was given that employment, he said I slept with the MCA.
Of course.
I slept with the MCA to get this job.
I think a man who doesn't want you to work to get your own money, that is like the cycle, and he gets back to what began. Ni ile unapata kazi, he's like he slept with someone to be successful. You are getting money because you are sleeping out with men. I think it becomes a cycle with time.
So he said nimelala na women, things became bad. He even started now relationships with a lady that he used to tell me that he's going to marry this lady. Things became very toxic, very, very toxic. Until one day in 2014, I remember very well, I walked out of the house naked without my knowledge.
Oh, like now your mental health was getting messed up to an extent you walked out of the house. I think it had gotten
messed up wrong time ago,
without knowing that I'm getting depressed.
And then when I went to the hospital, when I was taken to the hospital by my sister-in-law, Madam mwenye ameolewa na bradhangu, because we used to live near each other. Actually, I was taken to Aga Khan. You see, now I have a card, his card. Can take me to the 5-star hospitals. That is what he said. You get sick, you are able to go to all the 5-star hospitals in Nairobi.
That is why you are making yourself mad here
to get sick, so that you can go. You can go. But then I remember is when one politician was I went to Nairobi hospital. One politician was there. So at the same time ile politician alikuwa ameadmitiwa huko, I will not mention alikuwa huko. So you want also fame like so and so that you can go to that's why you are getting mad.
Okay.
So you can get sick, you can go to any 5-star hospitals. We are allowed to go to those hospitals.
Si niko na cover.
Where Mimi, after I think I realized I was depressed or mad for that matter, because how can you walk out of your house without clothes, and the kids are trying to call you mom, put on your clothes, what is happening here? Mimi ndio huyo.
So already you had sunk into depression when without knowing.
Yes.
So ukipelekwa hospital, ulipelekwa mental hospital.
Like I didn't know. No, they just tried to cover me with clothes and took me now to Nairobi hospital and explained what happened. So they were told, take her to a mental hospital. This is not her place. So I was taken to a certain mental health hospital that I will not mention in Nairobi. I stayed there, I think, I don't know, it's for a month or so. I don't
During
know.
this time, was he coming?
I don't know, because even I didn't recognize my kids. Like I had maniac depression. Like I didn't realize that the kids were coming. Later is when they were telling me last month, this is what you did and this is what happened. They even have those photos. This is what happened, this is what happened. They didn't show me the naked one because they didn't want me to nini back to where I was. But they told me the process, how I got to now Aga Khan. After coming out from the mental hospital, I went to Aga Khan.
So after healing, did you go back to this home?
Of course. Where was I going?
What?
Where was I going? At this time around, now I started becoming ill. Now and then. And unfortunately, those people who are treating me for around 1 year did not realize that I'm already diabetic. So in 2014, in 2015 is when I was diagnosed to be diabetic. So also the process of accepting that I'm diabetic is also another process, because somebody tells you now, from now this day, you are going to be taking drugs every day. And you're just, I think, 34 or something. So that did not sink to me very well, because they told me, yes, you are home, your parents have diabetes, but these triggering things are the ones,
the stressors around the environment at
and
home.
Everything at home, and these mental health drugs, I think they are steroids. At times they make your sugars start alleviating. So I think from that process is where now these genes zikakua it's called being activated or something. Ziko zimetulia kwa mwili. But the one you get,
you know, if there is history of diabetes at your home, and you have chances of being diabetic in future.
Yes.
Which now to you, yours was contributed to what is happening in your environment, because one can be genetical, the other one can be due to the stresses that you're getting, or maybe a drug that you're taking that brings about diabetes or depression and all that, especially diabetes.
The diabetes, and especially the antidepressants.
Antidepressants out of the stresses that you were getting around your environment.
So in 2015 is when I was diagnosed with diabetes to today. I think those are 8 years. 8 years down the line, taking medicine every day. So you see, at times, okay, I may tell people to be patient, but what you are getting after that patience is not doing anything good to both your mental health.
It has been 20 years in your marriage.
Yes.
This man never changed, never loved you for even a second. Now the only thing that you got after the 20 years of persevering and waiting for your man to come back is diabetes and depression.
Yes.
Do you wish maybe time could be taken back?
I don't.
If today things were taken back, would you still be there, being patient for him to change and all that?
If things were taken back and I was more, I don't know, exposed or something, I wouldn't advocate for that. I wouldn't advocate for that because you get the first child, somebody does not change. You get the second child, somebody does not change. You continue living and persevering so many things, somebody does not change. If actually he continues increasing his bad habits of taking beer every day, and even the volumes now add. You expecting that you are doing more serious things in life. More responsibilities have come because the kids are big, they are all in school, and you need to develop from where you have come from. Now he continues becoming more drunkard, pushing you away, because like that is like pushing you away. When he gives responsibility to the children, it seems that he's pushing you away. To an extent, I think it came now, I want to rush a bit. When it came to 2017, I've realized I'm diabetic and there's nothing wrong. It is not reversible. So I started taking my drugs. At the same time, continued taking my antidepressants. So because hizo ni dawa mbili unakunywa. Luckily enough, sikupata pressure. Luckily enough, even today my pressures are usually very good. So I continued with that. See, I'm still working in the NCA's office. And let me tell you, I really give thanks to that person, because he never fired me even the time I was in the hospital. And even the time I came back, he still accepted me back as his able employee. So when 2017 came, there was time for elections again. So the MCA hakurudi kwa elections again. So you see, it's like the government here, county government, when that particular MCA ni amempatia kazi, so akienda anaenda na nini, so you are also his job. So I lost my job in 2017 March. So but I didn't lose in a bad way. It's because the MCA did come back, and the other one who was coming in, he was coming in now with his team. So nimerudi pale nyumbani. But let me tell you, there's something that happened in between 2015 and 2016. 2015 and 2016, my mom used to have to be one of those people who used to be partners in hawa watu wa kuuza mashamba, like so. So he called us sometime in Thika Road. He told us, all my family members. So she told us that there are these plots are being sold. And I'm a member of this society. So you'll be sold for plots at a cheaper price. And she told us to look for 236,000. I remember very well. So tukakuja na all my siblings, most of them have bought land there, and him tukakuwa combined. Even my brothers-in-law, the ones who've married my sisters, tukaitwa sisi wote. And it was a good deal because it's a plot near the road. So tukanunua, by the way, plot. Nikatoa what was mine half and his half. Tukatoa, and we gave our mom. Our mom akatununulia plot. So when it came time for developing this plot, unasikia tumenunua and we now have the certificates. Hizo ni za certificates. We bought and were given our certificates. So nikaambia mamangu, mimi unajua half of this money is me contributed. But my mom told me usikuwe na siasa mingi, wacha andikwe jina. So I said, hey, now things have started changing. It's now 2015 ni mwisho. Kasemekana if you don't develop your plot, zitauzwa tena. Unaona? He didn't have money. Na mama katoa around 40,000. Ikachimba hiyo the foundation, hiyo mtaro ya foundation, and tukapandisha mawe kama 2 hivi. So umesecure plot, it cannot be sold. Unaona? So I don't know where tukakuja, we came, sat together that time now. Akaniambia I take loan from my end, na yeye achukue loan from his end, we construct how ya kuishi again. Ndio mimi huyo, si bwana amebadilika.
He's changed so many. And if you listen to her story, it's like a cycle happen in a dear evil, and he's not changing. But for you and love and there, you keep doing what he's requesting.
So mimi nikachukua, I took a loan of a certain amount, he took a loan of a certain amount, and we were able to construct a 3-bedroom house. 3-bedroom house. So in that community, and then it is a place yenye unaweza baki ujenge the rental houses. So we constructed the house, and by 2016, mwisho wa 2016, we were already in that house. But haikuwa imeisha. I'm the one who insisted tuingie, because haikuwa hata na plaster, haikuwa na stima, haikuwa na tiles. It was just a structure. So I said we are not going, because it is already structured.
Amalizie ndani.
So me, I went on working. And 2017 March ndio job iliisha. You see, me, my savings zote nilikuwa nimetumia na plot, nilikuwa nimetumia na nyumba. So me, I didn't have any savings. So tukaendelea hivyo na life. 2017, hey my friend, when I lost the job in 2017 March, from May sikumuona. Na hapa sasa watoto wamekuwa big. First born ako secondary, second born ako 4, and I've taken him to boarding school. So ni mimi na yeye kwa nyumba 2017. Kumbe this lady, they walishikana 2013. They went and stayed together. So he left me in that house. Mind you, I don't have any savings. So hata pesa ya kukula sina. So I started mjengo tena in 2017. Nikaanza mjengo, nikafanya. Ikafika December. Now by that time tulikuwa tuna construct hii nyumba. Kumbe 2017, I don't know where he got money from. Akaanza ku construct nyumba Ushago. The same time tulikuwa tuna construct ya Thika Road. So akaanza ku construct Ushago. So 2017 nyumba ya Ushago ilikuwa ifunguliwe officially. So me, I don't know whether is that lady who alikuwa anampatia pressure, because they were to get married. I came to learn later that they were supposed to get married. So me, 2017 ikaisha, December ikafika, and then we were supposed to to open the house. So the lady, nyumba ilikuwa imeisha. Si jua nyumba za Ushago hazinanga complications za kujenga. So nyumba ilikuwa imeisha, and walikuwa wafungue nyumba 2017 December. So unfortunately or so fortunately, alikuwa abebe huyu msichana ndiye alikuwa aende, he was to go and open that
nyumba
like the wife.
Yeah.
But the person who was to ferry her home is a cousin of his. And they had planned aende 24th. Hapa mimi, I am just there stranded. I'm not even being invited to Ushago. I'm not being asked what are my plans for Christmas. I'm just there. So in this 2017, he was on and off home, but he used to go to visit that lady. So mimi ikafika December, and my kids asked me, Mom, kwani hatuendi? Like, he's not asking you. He has come, he has bought you clothes. he has bought us clothes for Christmas and he hasn't bought for you, and yet he's not even asking you when we are going to. So mimi 23rd nikaona watoto wameambiwa 22nd of December wameambiwa taxi imekuja then wameingia gari. Watoto wameambiwa nao hii ndio gari. The previous night walikuwa wameambiwa we are going to Shags. Me thinking I'm included, I also packed my bag. I packed my bag.
Only to realize
siko kwa hii safari. Do you know the painful thing that even pains me today? He told me gari imejaa.
What?
Anabeba watoto wake na sister yake, I don't know with who. Ati gari imejaa. Mimi siwezi pata place ya kukwenda. But you see, he had already planned even with the sister mwenye ako ushago. Vitu zilikuwa zimenunuliwa. The people who are wenye wanapika wenye wako wanafungua hii nyumba ni outside catering, already imebukiwa. Everything is planned for that sherehe. And I even don't know. Sijui.
Kuna mwenye alijengewa nyumba.
Hey, mimi ni Mungu tu. My father-in-law used to call me now and then because the mother passed on. So the father-in-law called me on 20 after ameona wamefika 22nd and I'm not there.
He called.
Aliambiwa ati niko job. I will not make it to this Christmas because
you are
I'm working. Akauliza, I left Mama Gadhoni kama hana kazi imeisha. Where is she working? So I think the father-in-law akathink hapa there must be something. Either they are not together or something. Hey, mimi ndio huyo. Nikapigiwa simu. Kuulizwa, nikamwambia the truth, akaniuliza, yani you can fail to come in such an important occasion when your house is being opened. Shock.
Yeah, I don't even know.
When your house is being opened, at least kwani this job iko important aje kuliko your family. That you cannot accompany your family.
This guy.
You cannot accompany your family to the house opening and it is your house. Nikamuuliza, Dad, me I even don't know there is a house opening. Secondly, I was told that gari imejaa, nitafute means zangu za kuku. I was told to look for my own means. So my father-in-law sent money for me. He sent money for me, and after sending money for him, I went to Shags using a matatu. So nikapata preparations, they are being made there za kufungua nyumba. Then I think when he saw that his plan is ruined, he called the lady. Akamwambia asikuje. So the lady, I don't know where she had gotten my number from. The lady called me. SMS, text, sijui nini. Iyo nyumba ni yangu. I don't know everything. The chair you are sitting on there is mine. I don't know what. I don't know unafanya nini huko. I'm the one who was supposed to come and open the house. I don't know what. Even the baby I'm calling a boy. Mwenye sijui. Na hizi zote anaandika SMS. Niliita mzee. I didn't hesitate. I called mzee. I told him, mzee, it seems there was a different plan for this. So nikamwambia msawa, wacha mimi niende, mwenye kufungua nyumba akuje afungue. Mzee akasema, let me tell you something. I'm even the one to show you ile ship itakuwa slaughtered for that event. Akaenda na akanionyesha, see that is 23rd. 24th tukashinda preparation. Niko tu na haniongereshi because he knows his plan is ruined and everything. Na sijamwambia that the lady sent me messages. I don't know she's pregnant with a boy. I don't know she's what. I don't know she's naming the boy after his father. The father akaona. So let me tell you, on 25th the father stood strong. Nakasema hapa hakuna mwanamke mwingine atafungua hii nyumba. There is no other woman who will step in this door. Hapa no one will be married. No one will give birth to a child called my name or your mother's name through him. No one. So wakizaa wazae na huko na wawaite majina na huko na sitawahi. I don't even to see any other child.
At least the father-in-law and the mother-in-law were supportive, yes, and they were able at least to make you feel like you are appreciated at this home. And they had already learned their son and the behavior that he had and the fact that he was not appreciating you.
Yeah. So hapo ikaisha, the house tukafungua na tukarudi Nairobi. And that's how I came also to see, like, I need to give this man space. I looked for a job outside where he was, and where I'm working up to today. It's not that I would like to leave a house constructed for me and come and rent a house where I'm working. It's not that I needed that space. And also take care of myself, because I could see more and more bad things coming on my way as we were still continuing.
True.
And the fact that he knew that now I have a chronic disease that needs to be taken care of.
And he wasn't caring.
He wasn't caring. I would be admitted in a hospital for a week, and he wouldn't come to see me. He wouldn't pay fare. He would say he doesn't have fare to come. But immediately the child is admitted in the same hospital, he would come.
That is his blood.
Yeah, he would come and even spend time in my house and come the following day, see the child and do what. But the time I'm admitted, you couldn't see him there.
Wow.
He couldn't have time. So that things have been going on like that. Yeah, so
your story is so inspirational. Now, one of the things, guys, I would want to highlight before we wind up is, one is the fact that from the word go, this guy was not into this relationship, but you kept fighting for your marriage, you kept fighting for this relationship that never worked for 20 years. And as we listened to her story, for 20 years, what she came out of this relationship with was pressure, was diabetes, and depression. And I'm sure most of us out here are living depressed lives in our marriages, because we are married because of society, we are married and we are in our marriages because of our family, and a number of people are in marriages because of churches, because of society and all that. Before you know, you are depressed, but a number of people out there don't even know how depression feels like. What depression feels like. But the moment you realize that you are not able to eat well, or you are eating too much and it wasn't that way, the moment you feel like you are sleeping too much, or you are not sleeping at all, what we call insomnia, the minute you identify that, ulikuwa tu mzuri, you can handle things easily, but these days you are getting irritable. Kuna ile kukasirika, but kukasirika ingine unaweza note umekuwa ukikasirika haraka na vibaya. And then kuna isolating. You feel like you do not want to be with the people, utaki kuwa kwa gatherings, utaki kuwa kwa family function and all that. Sometimes unapata unajineglect, you are not bathing, you are not neat like you used to be. Sometimes unapata unalia ile uncontrollably. Inafika tu at a point una breakdown, unaanza kulia. Sometimes you get to a point whereby you get worthless, you get hopeless, leading to ideas of maybe committing suicide because you are too tired with what is happening. Before you get an idea how depression presents itself, inaweza fikia a point where Veronica got. Ile yenye yani umechoka, your system has gotten to the corner, you can fight no more. Imefika sasa mahali inajitoa. Physically, maybe you can get headaches, backaches, stomachaches that are not making sense medically. Ifika mahali you are losing it, you are losing your memory. Inafika mahali penye alikuwa amefika, unatoa nguo and all that. And I would say, if things in a relationship, things may not be working. Inaweza kuwa mmefika mahali things are not working, but if you'd get a chance to sit down and table the issues that are there and they work, if it was as a partner who was not supportive, ame come in na ameanza kusupport, give credit where it's due. Lakini there are these other relationships whereby you're just there, and I'm very sure so many people are living those lives because of what we've mentioned: the church, the society, your family, and you're just there providing. Emotionally he's not there, physically he's not there, spiritually you do not have support. What do you think will happen? At the end of the day, you will get tired. At the end of the time, you will waste time, because you can imagine living a marriage that is 20 years with no love, with no support, Yani mtu amekudharau to an extent.
To an extent, I want to cut you short that these 20 years he's never done the easy niliza traditions, kurashia, something.
Like coming to your home to nothing. Just notify the parents that he's with you.
Nothing.
Can you imagine how much hatred this person has towards
hata sikuwa itolewa ile buzi mtu anatolea.
Ile moja.
For 20 years, yes, I did.
So you can imagine, but with the time, you get patient with this guy, thinking that things will change, but it doesn't change with time. Not everyone is like that. Some of them we've said anaweza kaa chini na ajirudie na arudilie familia na akuwe supportive, but if it's not working, if you are supporting this family alone, it gets to a point whereby unaweza fika mahali na uchoke. And the other thing that we want to mention is not all relationships are like this. Some of them are working out there. Some men are very supportive with their family. Their family comes first with everything. Yani ni ile before anything else, before mtu mwingine akujie katia, the wife and the kids and the wife are okay.
Yeah.
So there are men who are very supportive, and again there are women who are very supportive in a marriage or relationship. In a case like maybe the man is providing na yeye bibi ana chip in, anaanza kumsaidia. So guys, let us take a moment and just focus on our relationship, because one of the things that is really happening out here, people are getting drained emotionally, mentally. People are breaking down because of what is happening inside our homes yenye haijatokea na huko nje, na hakuna mtu anataka kujua. Again, mtu anashindwa niambie nani. Nitaambia nani?
It become a topic of discussion.
Yeah, so nitaambia nani?
You just keep. When somebody identifies you and talks to you about a certain problem, not like what I'm talking outwardly right now, but if somebody needs you and identifies you, please keep that as a secret. Just give advice where you can be able to give, but not maybe decide for him or her what to do. So because now this almost started changing in 2022, where he had decided to change. Was it 2022? Yes, I remember. 2022. He had decided now to officiate
things at home
and come home for dowry and something in 2022. But unfortunately, or something, I don't know, God's plan, he didn't make it. So he passed on. Actually, a month like this, I'm giving a story. He passed on 16th of February last year.
It's almost a year since he passed away. So we didn't have. He didn't officiate.
He didn't officiate things.
He left when
I was paining and sick and everything. So some things I don't know. You can never live to tell whether it was my pain and question is, was this meant to be? Because for 20 years, the time he's thinking of officiating things and doing everything, he passes on and leave me with the children to bring up, and these unanswered, so many unanswered questions in my heart. So you don't take long when you have somebody in your house, a wife or a girl that you have identified. It's good to go and gain respect from their parents. It's not necessarily that you go with money. Some even parents don't expect money. You just expect that small respect that we are with your daughter. You're with your daughter. I am going to be coming. Such things. At least it gives them hope that at least where our daughter is safe.
She's safe.
Yes, she's safe. So me, nilitoka hivyo na kufulizwa for 20 years.
Imagine.
So it's not something that somebody, but I'm working on it. I'm healing, and I'm continue being strong. The fact that I've been able to talk out this story is a part of my healing.
True. Yeah. Again, as she mentioned, if someone approaches you and they are at their weakest point, they need someone to talk to. Don't be too harsh to judge. Listen to people, and I can for sure tell you this for free. People are getting depressed to an extent of being admission, because they do not know where to run to. If today I would approach you and maybe tell you what I'm going through, you'd use that as a topic and maybe something to laugh at me. So what do you think will happen? People out there are suffering. I will suffer in silence without coming out because I cannot identify anyone to talk to. Before you know, I'm depressed. Nimefika mahali nimepata depression, nimepata other chronic illnesses that are contributed to the stresses that we get within us. But let us be our sister's keeper. If it's not working, if it's toxic, I do not advocate for it. Because at the end of the day, it will drain you emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually. Yani nafikanga mahali unatetesha mpaka Mungu. Inafika mahali you do not even have faith with this God that we are told.
You see, now after that, Hilda, you will find that also there are other things that somebody goes through, and that we'll talk later. When you are not identified as a wife to somebody, through maybe traditional wedding or wedding as in official ile ya nini, there are things that you left as a widow.
That one is for another day. That one is for another day.
Is very, very serious.
Yes.
So girls out there, make sure mtu amekupeleka kwao, umejulikana kwao, unajulikana
na si kukupeleka kwao peke yake. This guy values you. This guy knows who you are. Yes. This guy can treat you like a woman. This guy can respect you in front even of your kids.
Yes.
Don't settle for any less if it's not working, especially emotionally, because we met before this kid came. So if you can devalue when the kid has come, what else is left? Nothing. So girls out there, know your value, know what you want, and watch out on your mental health. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you've learned something there and you've been inspired by her story. Until next time, bye bye, and comment down below, do you want her to come back and share her story after losing her husband, on how the journey has been? So thank you very much for being here, and until next time, bye.